Hey yo, welcome back to the fourth dimension, man. First off, disregard the dress code. You know, I had to throw something on real quick before I left the house. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for the views, positive and negative comments, the subscribers. I appreciate all of you guys, man. I try to do the research before I review these cars, and I go back and look at what you guys tell me or correct me on. And I just really appreciate that stuff, man. For COVID, please check on your family, check on your friends, especially the older ones, and the people that aren't in good health condition. Please check on them. COVID is still around, you guys, so please be careful. I hope you guys are doing better. I hope the best for you guys, man. Whatever you got going on, make the best of it. Do what you can for now until you can afford to do better. Build wise. I haven't really talked about the Maxima that much, but whatever car you got, man, make the best of it. Respect all builds. And by that, I mean, make it tasteful, make it good. Do it the right way, do it right the first time, so you won't have to go back and do it again, unless it's a required maintenance. Respect all builds. Have fun with your car, man. Have fun with it. I don't care if the neighbor across the street has a Hellcat and you got a Civic. Man, have fun in that Civic. Have fun in that Corolla or that Kia, man. Whatever makes you happy. As long as you walk outside, you look at that car and you smiling, or you driving down the street and you smiling because you like this car so much, it was getting you through thick and thin. Hey, bro, I salute you. For those breadwinners in the family, keep it up, man. I know it's hard out there, but we got to keep it pushing. I salute you and I respect you guys. Let's hop into this review. Like I was saying, welcome back to the fourth dimension. Digging this blue, man. I'm digging this blue. I ain't even lie to you. Let's kick things off with the key fob. Standard key fob. Nissan been using this for 50,000 years. You got your remote start, which is good. Got your panic, your lock, your unlocking. We got your trunk release. We got 225 by 65 and 17-inch rims. It is the SV. So it's standard value. Look at this. Look at these curves. Let's move to the front. What we getting? The overall length, about 184 inches. Nice looking car. I already popped the hood, so I don't have to go up in there and do all that extra stuff. Anyway, look at the design of this thing. It's pretty aggressive looking, don't you think? See, you know how cars have pictures like this where it's one headlight showing and it's trying to look as mean as it can. It kind of pulls it off, you know. You ain't got no fog lights or nothing. I love Nissan's daytime running lights, even though they're shared from multiple platforms, you know, Maxima and Ultima and all that other stuff. It's hard to tell which car is behind you when all of them had the same daytime running light headlights, but that doesn't mean that they're ugly. They look great. V-Motion grill still looking good, still looking nice and moderate. You know, what's under the hood? Well, first let's talk about how it looks in the front. Walking up to your car, just got your groceries. How you look? I'm like, ooh, I can't believe I'm driving this car. Put my groceries in the back. I don't really get that from this car, you know. That was just an example. But let's talk about what's under the hood. We have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. Look at that. CVT. This SV, so it is all-wheel drive. One thing I don't like is that it is the CVT. It's a CVT. I don't think the CVT should be in a Rogue. I don't think it should be in a Murano or the Pathfinder. It's too much weight for that transmission to handle. But one thing you do get is easy access to change your headlight bulbs, alternators close by, even the belt. You get a lot of working room up in here. I love it. Batteries right there, intake, everything's right there. Transmission fluid, you can check that, it's right there. It's not hidden anywhere. We have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, CVT, all-wheel drive. I don't see the point of the all-wheel drive with the CVT. It's just gonna ruin everything, combined with the weight of this goddamn crossover. So this is considered a compact sport utility crossover. That engine is making about 170 horsepower at 175 pound-feet of torque. Your rear space, you're getting about 39 cubic feet. Seats folded, you're getting 70, which is good. You got a 14-gallon fuel tank, 25 in the city and 32 on the highway. Your payload capacity is about 900 pounds. And like I said, the CVT is the killing point of this thing, which means it's going to decrease your towing capacity because you don't want to damage the CVT if you tow too much. So with that being said, you're getting about 1100. Now, one thing I do like, yeah, and it's surprising, it's an SV. It's an SV, standard value. You do have the buttons right here. You just want to lay it back down so you won't be lifting too much, you know. It's a good thing for older people or handicapped or disabled people, some people that struggle with, you know, strength and whatnot. You do have some storage up under here, 2-tier storage. Well, not 2-tier, but adjustable shelving storage, let's say that. You lift this up, drop it down a level. You do come with a spare tire. The second part is also adjustable. Both of the rear seats do fold forward. One thing I do not like is this middle part. Cup holders are just exposed. It doesn't look right to me, you know. It just doesn't look right. When you fold it down in the front, which we can do, just to show you guys. Yes, I know there's a lot of stuff back here. Pull this down. Let me show you guys how it looks. It doesn't look right. In my opinion, it doesn't look right. But it gets the job done. Whatever. So the rear is pretty spacious, especially when you fold the seats down. And like I said, you do have adjustable. These can go down lower. Right now there are shoes and stuff under there. Where's your exhaust tip? There it is. One. You have your reflectors at the bottom. Incandescent bulbs in the back. So hold this button, let the trunk down. Let the rear hatch down. Backup camera. SV badge on the back. Windshield wiper. They could cover a little bit more room, just a tad bit. Get that up there. Get that right up there, you know. You got to go through these creases. This thing needs a wash, real wash. Love the roof rack, just as an addition. Ooh, on to the back seat. Before we hop in there, let's check out some other stuff. I dig the color of the interior. I dig it. I like the black going on with the beige color. One thing I do not understand is why. I don't know if you can see this. It's all sparkly and shiny. It's the only part on these door handles. It's the only part of this car that where it's sparkly and shiny like that. Why didn't you just leave it matte black? Like, if you're not gonna do anything else with it around the car, why didn't you just leave it matte black? That's how I feel. Looking at the design of this car, I do know, as a disclaimer before I step in there, it is dirty, as you just saw. It does have a few stains on it, but maybe that's why some people get dark interior most of the time, because it's to keep from looking at the stains. But then again, don't be eating and drinking anything that'll be hard to get out of your interior, especially if you plan on trading it in. Don't put it in the car. Don't open it in a car. Whatever. Bigger windshield wipers are needed, in my honest opinion. These to cover a little bit more space. You do get the turn signals on the mirrors, which is good. It does come with blind spot monitoring. You have your sensors up here behind the Nissan badge. You properly close the hood. The front looks good. The back looks okay. Side profile. If it had better rims, or if the rims were actually brushed, it would look better. Or a little bit, go up a size from 17, hit us with the 18-inch rim. It would look better. But that's what the SL model is for, you know. Standard luxury, just the standard value option. The back of it looks pretty good. That's your third brake light up top. Let's hop to the back seat, see how much space we have. As I said, I am aware of the junk that's in here. I'm aware of the stains on the seats. I know. It's a 2020 model. It's 2020. I don't agree with the stains either. I don't like it. But solid thunk with a little bit of shake on it. Got a little extra shake to it once you close the door. Maybe that's because it's sitting up a little higher, got a little bit more weight to it. I'm gonna give it one more close. So I'm hearing a little rattle. It's travels to the back. Close the door, that little thunk travels to the back because it's not really insulated that well. You have incandescent bulbs in the back, but LEDs in the front for some reason. I do not like when they do that. When you lack consistency, I don't like it. But it's small little pet peeves. Give it a little look around. It's nice and spacious. Obviously I got headroom sitting up straight. You know, I got headroom. Right, you'll be in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Obviously I got headroom. I got leg room too. I can fix that. I just got to move these shoes out the way. What else we got back here? We got your speaker setup. You got your AC. No cigarette lighter port back here. I think they really need to put one back here because you're running wires up there to back here to have your friends or whoever charge their phone. It gets hectic, man. It gets real hectic. Put some cigarette lighter port adapters down here, man. I do appreciate the climate vents back here. Speakers set up. Where are the speakers at? I don't see any speakers back here at all. And as a matter of fact, about an hour or two ago, I was just cleaning this car out. I don't see any speakers back here. And I didn't see any when I was cleaning it. Well, we do have some in the door. We do have tweeters up front. We do have some in the driver and passenger door, obviously. The speakers sound okay. It's not Bose. It's not anything. It's their standard setup of speakers. They just sound okay. Obviously, when it goes too loud and you put too much bass in it, you're going to notice how bad it is. But it's just okay. You get what you pay for, you know? The rest of this interior looks pretty good. Like I said, I like the combination. It's a simple combination, but I really like it. The black with the beige. It's simple, but I like it. The design on the seats, however, yes, like I said, I'm aware of the dirt. So doesn't this remind you of like back in the day, like the Fords and the Mercurys and stuff? They used to have all these little diamond designs on them and stuff like that. That's what that reminds me of. Not that it's a bad thing. It just reminds me of that. That's about it. For the back, as you saw, you have two cup holders right here. You have little storage cubbies right here. You have another cup holder at the bottom. And on the other side, this is hard touch plastic up here. We have soft touch down here and hard right here. So, you know what that means. You're getting your McDonald's Sprite. You don't want to leave your arm on there too long on a hot day because you're going to burn yourself. So, leg room, headroom, and everything is okay in the back seat. I dig the interior. Let's move on to the front seat. As we step into the front seat, you do get welcomed. As long as you have the key near you, you do get welcomed. Kind of welcome. It's just telling you that the door is open. Shut the door. See how it sounds in the front? Dismiss message. I'm about to disable that alert because it always does it. We get one more slam. Front door definitely sounds a lot better than the back. Disable alert. Alright, stop telling me that. I know. Alright, in the front, how much room we got up here? You have electronic seat controls for the driver. You have manual for the passenger. You do have lumbar support. There's a little button down here. Only one window is automatic, one touch up and down. The rest of them are, just manual, whatever. We have a little storage cubby right here, cup holder, another storage cubby with a cup holder, and 2 cup holders right here. Coin or phone, whatever you're gonna put right there. We have a 12 volt and a USB charging port up in there. Well, it's kind of deep. It's not too deep up in there, but it's good. It's decent. Got some more storage up here in the front. You put wherever you want. Aux port, USB, and another 12 volt. Glove box. Pretty deep up in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of stuff up in there. I know, but trust me when I say this. It's deep. It's deep, man. You got a fly up in here. I'm gonna let him out. Halogen bulbs for the visors. Sliding visor. Let's test it. Pull it out. Yes, sir. That's what we like. Does the passenger get the same? Apparently so. That's nice. That's a plus. That's the plus. You got your sunglass holder. No Nissan home link. But like I said, you got LEDs up in here. And blank switches. This is not fully loaded. This is not the SL. So we do have traction control. We have the trunk release, gas tank release, sport and eco. We have the Pro Pilot Assist, trip reset, and the dashboard dimmer. On the steering wheel, let's close this door again. On the steering wheel, volume up and down, menu, scroll through the menus, next song, or your back button. Got your cruise control settings, windshield wiper for your front and your rear windshield wiper. And you have your infotainment screen. This is your CVT that mimics I think it's an 8-speed, maybe a 9-speed. I like the design of this. It looks like a manual, but it's not a manual, but it still looks decent to me. You do get heated seats for the front, 2 passenger, well, for the driver and passenger. I don't know, man. I feel like the passenger, at least get a passenger the automatic one touch up and down. It's okay not having a heated steering wheel and stuff like that. And I do like the steering wheel. It is a flat bottom steering wheel. I like the design of it. I don't really like how small that looks. It's all bubbly and stuff. But overall, the design of it, I like it. I give it a thumbs up. Let's turn this on real quick. Here's Nissan's blind spot monitoring. It's right here, which is a good idea in my honest opinion. You have it on the interior, not the exterior on the outside mirror, because if something were to happen to your mirror and the system were to fail, you wouldn't be able to see it on your mirror. So God forbid anybody hit your mirror, or some kids playing basketball knock the mirror off, whatever. I like the spot. I like the spot. Either way, you're gonna look to the left. Whether you look at the mirror or look at that. So Mercedes and Chevy, Ford, whoever does it on the mirror, and Nissan does it on the interior, it's cool either way. So we're gonna go through these menus real quick. Display isn't too big. The 140 on the dash, the display isn't too big, and that's just fine. We're gonna activate Pro Pilot. Let me turn the engine on. As usual, you get the nice little sweep, you get the welcome message. Turn on Pro Pilot. You do have lane departure assist. You do have blind spot monitoring. Backup camera, obviously. Get your driving aids, emergency braking, lane departure, and blind spot. Right? Go back to that. Parking aids. You have rear sensor alert, cross traffic alert. Let's make sure the volume is up for the owner. The range is good. Chassis control. We got traction control, and we have engine braking. Engine braking is supposed to help you save MPG, help you brake better without putting too much stress on the brakes. We got your standard stuff, your clock, your vehicle settings, how long you want to wait till the light goes off on the interior or the exterior. We got your wiper speed, norm, we got your tire pressure unit. We got to change it from MPH to KMH, your language and stuff like that. All your, you know, standard stuff. Body color. I'm gonna make it blue. What? Why did it do that? What? I pressed the arrow to change the color, and it changed the page. Anyway. What the hell? Okay, we got some. I'm just going through the settings real quick before I change this stuff. First link, remote start, rear door alert, meter settings, main menu selection. We can rearrange stuff. We can remove stuff. Blue eco mode. So it's just a bunch of options that you can go through in a small display. So onto the heavy duty stuff over here. This is a nice size screen. One thing I'm gonna point out real quick, it has a backup camera, right? It looks bad. The quality of it is so bad to me. I have a 2014. I own a 2014 and it looks better than this. It looks better. The frame rate is better. The color on it is better. Now I've tried to play with the settings in here, but it doesn't. I don't know what it is. You know, this isn't the only Rouge that I have driven that the camera looks bad, man. I don't know what they did. I don't know why they kept doing it, apparently, but it just looks bad in my opinion. You do have Bluetooth, you have aux, and you have USB, AM, FM, and Sirius radio. So you have everything. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You have an on-screen keyboard. You do not have to use the touchscreen. You can use the knob to scroll through the menus and select stuff. As you can see, customize the home menu, rearrange stuff. You do have apps that you can download. You have different, however you want to change the display, make it look different for your widgets and stuff. I already clicked on that. So it's quick, it's responsive. I click on it, it goes to it. You know, as you can see, I click on it. It might take a second, but it goes to it. It's quick, it's responsive. It doesn't have too much stuff to clutter the screen. All your information is right there. Right there. All you need. Oh, this has my radio, audio. I'm gonna change from, let's go back real quick. It does read your messages and everything out loud. If you want to change from FM to AM, you can do it through that menu or go through this menu. It's real quick. So now that that's out of the way, let's get the rev. Sounds nice and beefy. We're gonna get into this drive real quick. I'll catch you guys in a minute. Trying to check my camera, make sure everything's okay. And things look good. Seatbelt on. Let's go in reverse. Look at this freaking camera. At least it has the predictive guidelines, you know. That helps, because the quality of that camera is just bad. It could be a software thing, it could be the camera itself. Who knows? So I'm gonna tell you guys right now before I break. This thing needs some new brake pads. So if you hear some squeaking, some squealing, that's what it is. It needs brake pads. Was that person sitting in their car waiting on me to leave the whole time? It's weird. Anyway, let's get into the complaints right now. The CVT, goddammit. Nissan. I'm glad you guys have learned. You're learning, but you should have learned years ago. I know a lot of people like to say better late than never. But for this case, you guys should have did it 30 years ago. And I understand you guys want to test things out, and oh, the CVTs, our CVTs are strong, and blah blah blah. You know damn well your CVT ain't strong. Should no CVT be in something this big or that weighs this much, in my opinion. In my honest opinion, the CVT should have been left in the Versa. The Versa shouldn't even exist anymore, in my honest opinion. It should just be the Sentra. But since they want to keep the Versa, I think CVT needs to stay with that. The kicks, the juke, the Sentra. The Sentra should also have an option for a traditional automatic and the traditional manual. And the Ultima should have a option for a traditional automatic. It shouldn't just be CVT. The Maxima should no motherfucking way, excuse my language, please excuse my language, no way should a CVT be in a V6. It gets up there, the CVT is rubber banding it, the engine's pushing more. I feel like it's making a lot of noise and it's taking a second to go. It's gonna take a second to get to 60. I know you're gonna hear a lot about the CVT while I'm driving it. I'm gonna make a U-turn and I'm gonna put it in manual mode. Oh, let's see. All the kids should be in school. Or just getting out of school, looking at that bus. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of wheel spin, just a tiny bit. Just it was for like literally a millisecond that the wheel spun, and that's better than the Sentra I reviewed because it didn't have no wheel spin at all. But back to my rant. There's no way you should put a CVT in something this heavy or anything with a V6. I'm surprised they didn't put a CVT in a new Frontier. Pathfinder did not need a CVT. The Armada did not need a CVT. Those things were way too heavy. Way too heavy. The Maxima, no CVT. It was pushing too much power, man. And I understand it had better cooling to help with it, but at least make an option for it instead of just discontinuing it. You're gonna put a V6 in a combination with a CVT. I like the way Honda does it. They have a launch gear that handles all the launch power from the car or from the engine, and then it swaps to the CVT. Now if you want to do that, that would be great, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Cutting costs and all this other stuff. There's other ways to cut costs. Nissan has a huge lineup of vehicles. Huge lineup, and I honestly think they have way too many. So it's good that they're getting rid of some. It's good that they're redesigning everything. They're trying to stick in the game. They didn't give up. That's really good. So far, even with the CVT and this Rouge weighing as much as it does, it's doing a good job with driving it. I like the steering. It feels light and smooth. It's an improvement over the previous things that I've drove that Nissan has made. I know my car has a sport tuned suspension, so it feels a little heavier. It feels a little bit more precise than this. But this, you know, it has something to help it steer, which is good for, again, it's good for the older people, and it's good for the people that are, you know, for the people that don't have the willpower or the full strength that they was born with it. For the people that are disabled, or the people that aren't completely healthy, you know, it's good that they have the input to help steer it. Because what's going on up here? We got somebody running across the street. We got a big truck cutting 2 other trucks off. What's going on, man? That was a turn right there. Flat bottom steering wheel really helps, man. Usually my knees will hit the steering wheel. Like in my car, my knees hit the steering wheel, and this really helps. I like it, especially when you're getting in and out of the car. The car drives great though. Like I said, as long as it has the proper cooling, the CVT is gonna last. I understand they had years and years to refine it and make it better, but nothing's perfect, you know. I still think they have problems, and people just stopped trusting Nissan because they kept putting the same thing in all of their vehicles. And Nissan knew better. They literally knew better not to do that, but they did it anyway. And I think it's really bad idea. It's really bad on your customers, your consumers, your fan base, man. People want to keep buying your stuff. You make really great looking cars. You make well built cars, and they usually are quicker than the competition. And that's something people always liked about Nissan. But you have people that they lose faith in you because you start making stuff like this. You have the brand recognition, and you feel like you have loyal fans. They're gonna buy your cars regardless. People aren't gonna do that forever. They're not gonna think like that forever. I'm sorry, I kind of ranted throughout this whole review, but my overall thoughts on this car is that it's pretty good. I want to know what the SL has in it, and I would love to get my hands on a 2021 Rouge, because this one, like I said, I love the steering. I love the steering wheel. It's nice and spacious. Better stereo system and a few more features, and you get rid of the CVT, and you'll be able to tow more. You'll be able to do more with this thing. It does have all-wheel drive, which is good, an all-wheel drive option, which is good, but that doesn't make up for everything else that you did, everything else that you put in here. Nonetheless, I recommend the purchase. I honestly do recommend it. Even though I ranted so much, I do recommend it. It is a good car overall. And thank you guys for tuning in, man. Thank you. I appreciate you guys once again. I'll see you guys on the next one.